Because what might be a success for Procter & Gamble is going to be very, very different for Anna, who's doing things that have to do with companies helping motivate and retain employees.
The great thing about podcasting is you open your channel up and you can put anything on it you like.
When we talk about podcasting, what we're really talking about is any kind of audio that's free from the old constraints of traditional broadcast media. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about audio rather than podcast. I don't know what the word is yet that replaces it, and I know from reading some of the blogs of participants in the room that you have various ideas, but if we could move away from that word podcasting, I would be very happy. That's my number one obsession. My number two obsession is that it is all about content. It doesn't matter what, we keep hearing this over and over again, it doesn't matter what sector you're working in, it doesn't matter why you want to create this audio. It has to be engaging, it has to be entertaining, and it has to be of some use.
When we were 6, we stayed up late to watch them on the moon. A giant step for mankind coming through our room, wearing Mickey Mouse pajamas. We shared the midnight feast. Look, the space machine has landed. We shouted and we screamed. We want to
It's a real pleasure to have you guys here. Podcasting is very exciting at the moment, and just about everybody in this room is involved in podcasting in the UK. So why aren't you doing it yet?
What did you pick up from this summit so far? What is the most important message you take home?
Just the versatility, really, of podcasting. I just never really realised how versatile it was, and
the diversity of what podcasting can be used for. Not just a marketing tool, but also for internal communication, education. It's just almost unlimited, only by your imagination.
That I think it's probably easier than I thought it was going to be. So I'm looking forward to starting it, immediately rather than sort of having to put a business case together. I think it's something that I can convince my head of department that we can start on straight away.
There are massive and expanding possibilities in podcast for people like me in the university sector who have lots of content. Our problem is, will we be able to grasp all those opportunities quickly enough?
Podcasting is for absolutely everybody, that it can be used in so many ways, from business through to community, through to social elements, everything. It is for everybody and can be used in any way that you like.
I think the key message is everybody can be a broadcaster, and I think as a way to communicate in many different ways, both within business, within any kind of organization, actually using a podcast is a great way to have a real communication between people.
For me, the most important message that came out very loud and clear was around the quality in production and interactivity. Podcasting somehow to me before coming here was more or less a one-way thing. I talk and people listen. And the message I'm taking back is not really, it's two-way. So you talk but you also listen, and then make sure that it's two-way listening and talking. It's a conversation.
the world is changing. You know, I mean, we had in this room, we had a stay-at-home mom who runs a podcast, and we had representatives from the BBC all in the same room talking about the same technology. All the rules have changed.
And somebody asked the question, is there a magazine about podcasting? Which the answer was absolutely no, there isn't. And then somebody said, well, why don't we do one? And that's when my weekends disappeared.
My way is more like coming in from the back door, trying to make really good content, good podcasts, a lot of additions, and creating really an audience. And in the end, they will not be able to just ignore you. They will have to realize that you've done it and that you've created a new way of communicating, which is valuable.
Because the big rule now is everyone is a media owner. So you take your digital assets and you give it to as many people as you can, however they want to consume it.
And I think there's a general debate happening in certainly for musicians and the licensing of intellectual copyright as to whether the kind of intellectual copyright bodies and publishing bodies, certainly in this country like PRS and MCPS, are allowing music that's assigned to them to be played on podcasts.
It's a really fantastic time. Having the opportunity to give consumers and give listeners audio content, niche target audience, it's fantastic. What a great opportunity for people.
This is a great new media device for you because you, with us, control it. You control what goes out through that channel. It just makes sense for you to have a great big podcast channel. And what I mean by that is we make a program every day.